Good morning, students. Today we will discuss the examples based on singularities. So the first example is find the singularities of the function e raised to the power c upon z minus a divided by e raised to the power z upon a minus 1, and also we will indicate the character of the singularity. Now, this function can be written in the form by adding and subtracting a here in the power of e. So, this can be written as e raised to the power c upon z minus a divided by e raised to the power 1 plus z minus a upon a minus 1. Now, we can further write this denominator as e raised to the power 1 into e raised to the power z minus a upon a minus 1. Now, we can take minus 1 common from the denominator and taking the remaining expression in the numerator and expanding this whole expression. So, we get the expression minus 1 plus c upon z minus a plus 1 upon 2 factorial into c upon z minus a whole square and so on. This is the expansion of e raised to the power c upon z minus a, and the expansion of this part that will become 1 plus e into 1 plus z minus a upon a plus 1 upon 2 factorial into z minus a upon a whole square and so on. Now, clearly this expansion contains positive as well as negative powers of z minus a. Now, the terms containing negative powers of z minus a, they are infinite in number. It means the principal part contains infinite number of terms, and so in this case z is equal to a, that is essential singularity. Now, to find the other singularities of this function, let us put the denominator is equal to 0. So, we get e raised to the power z upon a minus 1 is equal to 0. It means e raised to the power z upon a is equal to 1. Now, this 1 can be written as e raised to the power 2n pi iota. So, comparing the powers here, we get z upon a is equal to 2n pi iota. So, we get z is equal to 2n pi iota a. So, we can say that the function has pole of order 1 at each of these points. Here n is an integer. Now, in the next problem, we have to show that the function e raised to the power z has an isolated essential singularity at z is equal to infinity. Now, whenever we are to discuss the behavior of function at z is equal to infinity, we discuss the behavior of f of 1 by z at z is equal to 0. So, let us find f of 1 by z. F of 1 by z means e raised to the power 1 by z. Now, by using the expansion of this function, that can be written as 1 plus 1 by z plus 1 upon 2 factorial into 1 upon z square and so on. Now, this is the Lorentz expansion of the function f of 1 upon z about the point z is equal to 0, and we can see that this expansion contains infinite number of terms in the principal part. So, by definition, if the Lorentz expansion of a function contains infinite number of terms in the principal part, then by definition the singularity is essential. So, we can say that z is equal to 0 is essential singularity of this function. So, we can say that f of z has essential singularity at z is equal to infinity. Now, in the next problem, we are to show that the function e raised to the power 1 by z actually takes every value except 0 an infinite number of times in the neighborhood of z is equal to 0. In order to show this, we will have to show that the function has essential singularity at z is equal to 0. Now in the above part we have shown this, that the function e raised to the power 1 by z has essential singularity at z is equal to 0. So this proves our result here. Now in the next problem we find the nature of singularities for the functions. First function is cot pi z upon z minus a whole square. Now to find the singularities of this function, cot pi by z, that can be written as cos pi by z upon sin pi by z. So this function f of z becomes cos pi z upon sin pi z into z minus a whole square. Now the poles of this function are given by putting this denominator is equal to 0. So we get sin pi z is equal to 0 and z minus a whole square is equal to 0. Now sin pi z is equal to 0 means z is equal to n. Here n is an integer. Now we can see that z is equal to infinity is the limit point of these poles, and limit point of poles is non-isolated essential singularity. So we can say that this is z is equal to infinity, which is non-isolated essential singularity. The other singularities are given by z minus a whole square is equal to 0. So we get z is equal to a, which is double pole. So these are the singularities of the function cot pi z divided by z minus a whole square. Now our next part is find the singularities of the function tangent 1 upon z. Now tangent 1 upon z can be written as sin 1 upon z divided by cos 1 upon z. Now the poles of this function are given by putting cos 1 by z is equal to 0. So we get 1 by z is equal to 2n pi plus minus pi by 2. So z can be written as 1 upon 2n plus minus 1 by 2 into pi. Now here n is plus minus 1 plus minus 2 and so on. Now we can see that z is equal to 0, that is the limit point of these poles. So the limit point of poles, that will be non-isolated essential singularity. So we can say that z is equal to 0 is non-isolated essential singularity. Now the next problem is cosecant 1 by z. We have to find the singularities of this function. Now cosecant 1 upon z means 1 upon sin 1 by z. Now the poles of this function are given by putting sin 1 upon z is equal to 0. So we get 1 upon z is equal to n pi. So z will be 1 upon n pi. Here n is plus minus 1 plus minus 2 and so on. Now z is equal to 0 is the limit point of these poles. So we can say that it is non-isolated essential singularity. Now the next function is sin 1 upon 1 minus z. Let us find the zeros of this function. Zeros of this function are given by putting sin 1 upon 1 minus z is equal to 0. It means 1 upon 1 minus z is equal to n pi. So 1 minus z, that will be 1 upon n pi. So z will be 1 minus 1 upon n pi. Here n is non-zero integer. Now we can see that z is equal to 1 is limit point of these zeros. And limit point of zeros, that is isolated essential singularity. So we can say that z is equal to 1 is isolated essential singularity. Now, in the next problem, we are to find the residue of the function cot z at n pi, where n is natural number. Now, also we are to find the nature of singularity at z is equal to infinity. So first of all, let us find the singularities of the function. Function is cot z, which can be written as cos z upon sin z. Now the poles of this function are given by putting the denominator is equal to 0. So we get sin z is equal to 0. So the general value of z, that is given by n pi plus minus 1 raised to the power n into 0. This is n pi. So z is n pi. Now the limit point of these poles is z is equal to infinity. So it is non-isolated essential singularity. Also, we have to find the residue of this function. So by definition of residues, at the point z is equal to n pi, the residues are given by limit z approaches to n pi of f of z divided by g dash z. F of z is cos z, g is sin z, so its derivative will be cos z. So as z approaches to n pi, this limit is 1. So the value of residue, that is 1. In the next problem, we are to specify the nature of singularity of the function z minus 3 into sine 1 upon z plus 2 at z is equal to minus 2. So first of all, we find the zeros of the function, which are given by putting f of z is equal to 0. So we get z minus 3 is equal to 0 and sine 1 upon z plus 2 is equal to 0. Z minus 3 is equal to 0 implies z is equal to 3, and sine 1 upon z plus 2 is equal to 0 implies 1 upon z plus 2 is equal to n pi. So z plus 2 will be 1 upon n pi. So z will be minus 2 plus 1 upon n pi. Now the limit point of these zeros is z is equal to minus 2. So z is equal to minus 2 is isolated essential singularity. So these were some of the examples based on singularities.